Hey, love my lovelies. Welcome to my channel, Being a Carer with moi, Kes. Are you on a tier 2 visa? Either you are on your way or you are here already or are waiting your COS or your visa. And you are coming to work in the UK in the capacity of a senior carer, a healthcare assistant, or a support worker. Now, there are some words you must know that you must never use with your client, your resident, or your service user. And of course, there are some golden words. Now, you will do well to stick with me to the end of this video, as I will be sharing those tips with you, which just might come in very, very, very handy. My name is Kesiena Akwara Atie, a health and social care trainer. To all you old and new returning subscribers who keep coming back to watch, to like my videos, oh my God, words fail me in expressing my deep appreciation for all your support thus far. It has been quite a journey, hasn't it? Thank you all so very much. And hey, if you're just stumbling on this channel for the first time, hello, what are you waiting for? Smash the subscribe button, yeah? And of course, give me a thumbs up, like the video. And don't forget, ensure that you click on that notification bell. So whenever I upload a new video, you will be among the very first to know. Also, follow my Instagram, Care by Kes, TikTok, Care by Kes, and Twitter, Care by Kes as well. And I will most definitely, as always, see you there. Okay? So let's get down to what we'll be talking about today. And that is, if you're on a tier 2 visa, words you must never use, with your resident clients or service user in whatever capacity you're coming in here to work as. And of course, I will be sharing with you some golden tips as well that will help you, or should I say golden words, that will help you, in your interaction with the client, service user, or resident. Is that okay? So let's dive into it. Now, firstly, for most of us who have African descent, we have this thing that whenever something happens to someone, say for instance, they are falling down, you are quick to say, oh, sorry. If you can resonate with that, hands up. Now, in this country, when you tell them sorry, they're like, you're not the reason why I'm falling. Oh, it's not your fault. And that puts you, in a very awkward position. And I know I talk from experience. Because the first time I had a shift and, and the guy was, he dropped, I think he stumbled or something. And I said, oh, sorry. And the guy said, no, you're not the one that made me fall. I'm like, okay. Now, instead of saying sorry, what you should say is, are you okay? Try to hold yourself back from saying sorry. All right. Now, I have trained a lot of people in the tier 2 visa in my training sessions. I mean, a lot. I think I have about 50 of them or more. So, and I still have more coming in. So, and this is one thing I noticed they all say, every single one of them. I don't think they all come from Africa. No, they do not all come from Africa. They come from all parts of the world. Asia, South America, So it's not all Africans that do that. I think it's common with us who are not Europeans. Okay, but so this is what you should do when somebody is falling down or something happened to them that has nothing to do with you at all. You don't say sorry. You just say, are you okay? Can I help with something? Does that make sense? Now, another thing must never say to them, which we are also guilty of, particularly us Africans, is saying ma or sir. All right. Now, again, I'm going to be sharing some tips with you. My first shift also as a domiciliary worker. Okay, the previous one was as a healthcare assistant. I went to this lady's house, a beautiful lady, may also rest in peace, and then I just said, oh, good morning, ma'am. And she said to me, I'm not your mom. Oh my God, I'm not your mom. And I'm like, okay, because my parents trained me well, let me say that. And I know that they will turn in their grave, if they ever hear me calling someone who is old enough to be my mom or my dad by their names. You get what I mean? And so I had the difficulty. So I had to train myself, not to say ma or sir or ma'am. Rather, I'll call them by their names. Does that make sense? So for all those of you who are coming in, please try to have this tip in mind. Never say to them ma or sir. they don't like it, or ma'am, they don't like it. If they want to call them by their first name, they'll tell you. Or if they say to call me Mrs. B, Mrs. C, whatever, call them that. But please do not use sir or ma. So you are not placed in the kind of awkward position I found myself in. Does that make sense? All right. Now, also, you do not want to use commanding words when you are talking to them. No. Don't use words like sit down, raise your hand, go there, come here. No. It is termed as rude. Okay? Don't use words like, what do you want? It's termed as rude. Why? Another similar instance again, I went to work in a care home as a healthcare assistant. And this lady was like, and I'm like, what do you want? And they said, oh no, that's rude. I'm like, okay. I said, oh, rather you say, how can I help? Do you get that? How can I help? Not what do you want? Now, if you want them to do anything, don't say, sit down, raise your hand, stand up, come here, eat this. No, take this. No. All right? Again, it's a similar occurrence I find in almost every single person I have trained for on the Tier 2 visa. I don't blame anybody. I mean, this is the kind of culture we are coming from, so it's fine. But you can unlearn and learn new things. Does that make sense? So instead of saying those words, you can say to them, oh, could you please lift your hand for me? Could you raise your hand for me, please? Could you sit down for me, please? Or you want to help them do something, you could ask, how can I help you? Would you like me to give you this? Would you like me to give you that? It's called being polite. Does that make sense? Because the British people are courteous. So you need to learn that. All right? So don't use such commanding words. Okay? Now, there are some tips, golden words you need to use. And what are those? Please and thank you. And that's why when I was saying those sentences to you earlier, I said, could you please do this? Could you please raise your hand? Would you like me to wash you? Would you like me to clean down there? Or would you want to do it yourself? Does that make sense? When you use please, and when they have done the action, please also ensure that you say thank you. It's very important. All right? It doesn't matter if the person can hear what you are saying or cannot hear what you are saying. Still say thank you. Now, this takes me to another important tip I need to say to you all. Again, I have found out very recurrent in those I have trained who are on a Tier 2 visa. When you are working with someone, talk to them. Talk to them. Now, a lot of those I have trained, the same thing they have. And I'm saying, listen, you are not in a mortuary. You are not at the graveyard. These are human beings. Talk to them. Don't keep quiet. Now, the ones that don't want you to talk so much, don't talk so much. Just as you are doing whatever it is you are doing with them, always ask them, are you okay? Would you like me to go ahead? Or, are you okay? Oh, don't worry, my darling. I'll be done in a few minutes. Okay? But do not keep quiet. Talk to them. Tell them what you are going to do before you start. And as you are going on doing what you are doing, also communicate to them what you are doing. And then ask them, are they okay if for you to continue? And when you're almost doing and getting done what you are doing, say to them, I'm almost done now. Now, when you talk to them, when you are working with them, cleaning them, feeding them, or whatever it is that you are doing, you are engaging them. You are distracting them for what you are doing. So please use this tip. It's very, very, very important. Now, let me share an experience with you. One of those wonderful days, I went out to work as in a dorm setting, as a dorm carer. And I wasn't told that I was going to have a spot check. So if you're in the domiciliary sector, please listen and listen well to this. Sometimes you'll be given a spot check, a spot on check rather, where your supervisor just walks in on you and observes what you are doing with the client. That was my case. Okay. Now, I wasn't told beforehand. I was just in the house. Okay, I normally go there quite early because my first call. And then I hear the bell go. And I'm like, okay, who is there? Like, I know that, you know. So I got there. I opened. I saw my field supervisor. I said, oh, hi. I said, oh, is there a problem? She said, no, that she's there to help me, to supervise me, rather. And I said, okay, fine. So I went on doing what I was doing. All right. And then, of course, I was conversing with her. We're chatting about how she slept and all of that. We're talking. I took her to the toilet. She wanted to use the bathroom. I left her there, covered her up, and came out. Okay? And then she did what she needed to do. And then I came out, took her out, did everything. We're chatting. Now, unknown to me, she was writing stuff on her form that was hard, because normally they come to check on you, your name is on the form, and every single thing they expect you to do is listed on there, and they just go ticking, 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 and at the end of the day, they're going to write, something there. And I'm like, whoa. So, of course, when she was done, and I was done with the shift, she now called me and said, oh, you did so well, blah, blah, blah. Well done on conversing with her, making her feel cared for, and all of that, and all of that. So please be mindful of these useful tips, when you go out to work with a client. Again, use your golden words. Please, thank you. Don't command them. Does that make sense? All right? And so, until I see my next video, always remember this, never you forget that no matter what the matter is, you, my lovelies, matter so much more. Au revoir.